For the people that are here in Chicago and they feel like they need to get to an LA or a New York, what piece of advice would you give to them if you're trying to come up in it and you feel like, I got to go out there to make it?
But see, that's what make my story unique. I never left here for real. Jamie Foxx used to have a festival called Laugh-A-Palooza, he used to do every year. And Marcus King at the time was his manager. And I was sitting at one of those symposiums or whatever, and Marcus King was like, the best thing you could do is learn to dominate your city. We'll come find you. That's what D-Ray did, because he used D-Ray as an example at the time. And at the time, D-Ray was that guy at Riddles, And that's what I did with Jokes and Notes. I took advantage of it. Mary gave me a night, that Wednesday night. I created this. That was like some of the dopest years, man, of comedy. It was just fun. It was crazy. It was sold out every Wednesday. It was a line. It was all the pretty chicks. Everything was, you know what I mean? It was dope. And it made everybody like, who is this dude? So when they came and do the auditions and showcases, I'm like, no, let's do it on my night. I'm getting a standing ovation walking up to the stage. The people were sitting there like, who is this dude? And then killing. That's why I was able to get that stuff back to back like that. And, I don't know if I don't know if you should just run there if you ain't ready. Chicago's such a great city to become the best at. You become a really great comedian by developing here. Mm-hmm. All the other places, they cool, but there's nobody better than us. Just ain't. I don't care what city you're from.
Okay. All right. The last thing I want to ask you before I let you go, because you got a lot of stuff going on. Mm-hmm. For just across the board. Right. Any industry, anything that you're doing, what is just a general blueprint to success, would you say? Because there's a lot of people out there, the people that come and they check out the show and everything, they're trying to get to your level. And that's the reason why I feel so blessed that God has put me in a position where I can be that bridge to talk to someone like you that they can't talk to. So they're out there, they're feeling like they may want to give up. It's getting hard. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough time, X, Y, and Z. Yeah. What is the blueprint to success?
Well, the faith, number one. Just believe what God showed you. I think he always give you that first vision where it's like this weird dream you had one night where you see everything. You see everything you can be. And the thing about it is, it's on you if you believe that. You know what I mean? You ain't got to go to no prophet, nothing like that. He already prophesied it to you in your dream. Your first dream about what you really saw yourself doing is up to you to believe that. It's for you to believe that can really happen. And that takes an insane amount of faith. Even when you get down and you at your hardest and you crying and you hurt. I had a moment like that. When they did Bad Boys of Comedy the first time and I didn't get picked for it, I was like, God, why am I doing this? It felt like everybody was throwing it in my face. I was so down. I remember going home bad and crying. I'm about to quit comedy. I don't want to do some more. God, this is bogus. I ain't a bad person. I just go and went in and just woke up refreshed because it was like, all right, calm down. I got you. And I remember him showing me a new vision of everything. And I woke up the next morning with these emails out of nowhere about different stuff. It's always been about faith. And I always think about all my toughest moments. Everything that was so tough, that was my test to not quit whatever I was supposed to be doing. So even when we shooting a pilot for this show and, my brother was battling his last months, that's why I love my castmates so much, man. Them dudes was there for me. That was such a tough time for me. I almost couldn't write some days. But they all stepped up because they saw how hard it was. And that's why, these dudes are my family. It's so funny. It's people you might just meet the last 3 or 4 years that you become closer to than people you'd have known your whole life.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
But that was one of those challenges. But because they went so hard with that, when it was time to shoot it, man, I put my foot in it. You know what I'm saying? And the show got picked up. And it's funny, I love seeing them now because I speak stuff up all the time. Everybody be like, man, don't say that. But I'm like, look, they going to pick the show. I remember after the pilot, come on, dude, we got 10 episodes. Oh, come on, Riddle. No, I know it's going to happen. I see it. And the same thing, once we was done with the show, I'm like, it's no way we're not going to be nominated for an Emmy or something next year. That's what I believe.
Right.
And it's funny, everybody used to be like, no, ReL, but now everybody be like, something, you've been pretty much right about everything else the whole time. Like, why not? You see the other stuff they nominated. Why we would be nominated?
Right. You gotta believe in it. You gotta believe
Faith,
it.
y'all. Faith.
Faith. I
Believe
love
your
it.
vision. Believe your vision.
I love it.
No matter what happens, just keep believing in that. That's what's gonna keep you alive and motivated. Is that first dream that showed you everything. So
Okay.
yeah.
I like that. Well, you all aren't gonna want to leave because we have a whole nother part with him. He's gonna. What are you gonna be doing? You're gonna list.
I'm gonna list my top 10 favorite comedians, and this is exclusive because I've never done anything.
She's
It's not in
got
the
a
order.
show.
Yeah, it's exclusive, boo.
You
She's got a
know?
show, got the
Yeah,
exclusive.
So make sure you come on back tomorrow and check that out. So for She's Got a Show, I'm your host, Akisha Lockhart. Who are you?
Lil ReL.
Show.